Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. Guys, every time I look at the low Ginkgo share price and start wondering, they come up with some exciting news and I get started all over again admiring the company. So I have some scoops from Ginkgo Bioworks that I want to share with you. Let's get started. Welcome back. Let me start by setting the background by stating what my current thought is about Ginkgo. I might reference Ginkgo by its ticker symbol as DNA in this video, so it's one and the same. In my opinion, DNA is a pioneer in its field and is at the leading edge. However, my concerns have been around them assimilating a lot of other companies to complete their platform, and I'm not even sure if their platform ambitions have been fulfilled or if they have more acquisitions to perform going forward. Another concern has been the amount of insider shareholdings and the past consistent insider sales, as well as potential for continuing insider sales, keeping the share range bound below my purchase price of 260. So I'm following the range right now. I'm trying to create a kind of consolidation channel so that some swing trade possibilities might emerge. If I find something, I'll let you know. And also, going back to my first point, I think it's a long time overdue that we hear there is some kind of rationalization or consolidation of all the acquisitions so that some operational efficiencies have been achieved or capital efficiencies have been achieved. That's something I would like to hear from Ginkgo, and we haven't heard about it so far. And on top of it, they also came up with a $100 million equity issue recently, which again diluted the equity and the share prices went down. So the other concerns come from their fundamentals. I'm going to show you a table right now. Please have a look at this table and I'll walk you through it. Well, here's the first slide that I wanted to show you. And if you can see, the debt equity ratio of this company has not been looking good. They were at 0.32% as of 2023 this year, and the previous year they were at 0.3. I think the equity issue in between has helped to improve the situation a little bit, but typically a debt equity ratio at least should be 1, and somewhere around 2 is considered good. So this definitely needs to improve. So this is one area of concern. And then if you were to look at their financials, various ratios, I would like to look at their current ratio, which is 13.79 as compared to last year when it was 14.7. It's still good, but the ratio is going down. That is something that we need to be a bit concerned about. And price to sales ratio has come in at around 32.22, which is very, very high compared to various categories. Like DNA is a class of its own, but if I was to compare it with 3 categories, let us say major pharma industry has a 6.85 price to sales ratio. And if we were to look at biotech consisting of in vivo and in vitro diagnostic substances, then they come in at 6.8%. Or if we look at biotechnology, biological products without diagnostic substances, they have a price to sales ratio of 14.93%. Compared to that, the price to sales ratio here is pretty high, 32.22, which probably means that the sales need to be boosted further in order to sustain the price of the share. And then if we were to look further ahead, and if we look at the market capitalization, it stands around 11.1 billion and its tangible asset value is around 1.9 billion. Of course, those are not in this slide as such, but that's the size of the company. And I'm thinking that the gross margin also needs to improve. And now let us look at some of the latest scoops that I have that I want to share with you. First news is that the CDC has been in touch with DNA to screen airplane wastewater for COVID-19 at airports around the country. As per DNA officials, some airports are very interested and volunteered to be part of the program. So with every passing day, air plant wastewater testing is emerging as a way to step up how we track the coronavirus mutations around the world. And this same approach can be used for future pandemics to track other viruses. The idea is to track new variants entering the country so that the defenses can be kickstarted in a proactive manner as compared to waiting until the new variant is visible in the community and then taking action. And the current urgency in setting up this measure in the US by CDC is due to the fact that China is liberalizing its restrictive COVID policies. So there's a possibility that there might be more variants coming in from China as people start traveling across. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm very excited about DNA's geosecurity offering, and this particular initiative is part of the geosecurity business. And imagine if EU, UK, and Australia were to go in for the same measures. Then rest of the world will follow, and many countries will go in for this kind of a service from DNA. And you can also look at it as an extension to what geosecurity means from a DNA product perspective. They already signed up in the Middle East with a few countries for livestock and crop protection. So the geosecurity business, in my opinion, is really a good opportunity. And also because the clients in these cases are generally governments, and governments are very prompt in paying, and they also pay well. And it's a reliable and consistent line of business. So I'm very bullish about this aspect of DNA business. In another news on CNBC, it seems the government has set up a federal biotech commission. And while I like that idea, I agree with Eamon Javers, the author of this article, that at the minimum, the office bearers in the Federal Biotech Commission should be prevented from holding investments in the company or sector that they are going to shape policy and help benefit or disadvantage any company in that sector. I'm hoping that the government takes this basic conflict of interest issue seriously and addresses it before the commission lands in serious problem of perception of being compromised, in which case it will hamper their work and effectiveness. Now back to why I brought this up. This is because Dr. Jason Kelly is the Commission's incoming chairman, and he's not going to step down from his role as CEO of DNA. Current stand is that Jason is taking the role in his personal capacity and not as CEO of DNA. I'll have a separate video on this news item as I want to keep this video short, so watch out for that video. But let me just bring a quick conclusion, because we want to keep these videos short. I think DNA is riding the wave, and we just need waves to keep on coming when we look at the fundamentals. I can understand why they may have wanted to issue $100 million equity recently. Despite the equity issue, the debt to equity ratio is very weak. So that's why I need the waves to keep on coming while DNA tries to improve its fundamentals and become a fundamentally stronger company. I would like to see it move up to 0.32%, from 0.32% to at least 1 when it comes to the debt equity ratio. That is why I think they need to focus on using profits to reduce debts, and that means the holders of the stock will not see dividends for a long time. On the other hand, the geosecurity business will have very strong, reliable, consistent revenue as various nation states adopt geosecurity measures for crop, animal, and viral vector surveillance. And that's likely to help them to pump money into improving the fundamentals of the company. And just before I wind up, let us quickly take a look at the DNA price chart, and I'll come back and just do a conclusion after that. Here we are looking at the DNA chart, and all the candles are one-day candle, and you can see that we are comfortably placed above this horizontal line of support at 1.82. We have plenty of room for the momentum to shift up, and we also have the MACD looking really bullish. So overall, it's looking great, and I'm thinking that DNA is likely to challenge the resistance of 2.12 in the near future. And DNA has plenty of opportunity to go up as the market sentiment improves, because it has fallen from really great heights. And if you go as close as possible to November 2021, 9th of November 2021, saw DNA touching 15.88. And since then, it has fallen down to around $2 as of now. So there is plenty of scope for growth. But the question is, how long will it take for the company to improve its fundamentals? And the share price, even though it's just $2, it's still more than the book value per share of this company. So I'm going to wait for a while. This is a good time to accumulate because the share price is also low. You can tuck away some money that is not that you're not going to miss, and tie it up for the long term, 3 or 4 years down the line. This will be really, really lucrative deal that one might have done. That's my personal opinion, not a financial advice. And I'm looking at the momentum also picking up out here. It's looking great. Overall, I think DNA is looking good for tomorrow. And let's see how it goes. Well, friends, another thing that makes DNA seem interesting is because most of the shares in our genomic portfolio are in the pipeline business. They are not yet monetized except for Bluebird. And again, not much information is coming from Bluebird. Whereas DNA is it's an ongoing action and they have revenues also coming in. It's a dynamic company and the technology is also very, very interesting. So I think I'll be having more DNA videos in the channel going forward because every couple of days or every once in a week, there is some news or the other about DNA. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, please watch out for my next video, which is going to be on the Federal Biotech Commission. And I would be talking about how the commission has been formed, what's its objective, and why the clash of interest is there and conflict of interest is there and how it can be resolved. And we'll keep track of this Federal Biotech Commission to see that those conflicts are resolved, or else it's going to cause a lot of trouble for various people and also the companies that they represent. So with that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. I'll catch up with you again. If you like this video, please do not hesitate to press a like there. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe because around 60% of our viewers have not yet subscribed. The ratio has improved a lot since I have requested you guys to start subscribing, but there are still 60% of you who have not subscribed. Doesn't cost you anything. It does a lot of good for the channel and it gives me a very positive message and motivates me. Please subscribe and let us grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.